Welcome to the Green Buildings newsletter. This is an update program on green buildings, green finance, green furniture, and green material in Vietnam's real estate market. I'm editor Bao An, and to start the program, let's review the main highlights of the real estate market in June 2022. By 2050, at least 50% of new urban area must meet green building criteria, promoting the development of works according to green criteria. Green Summer Design Studio 2022 co-housing houses toward green building standards. HSBC Vietnam grants a green credit worth 200 billion Vietnamese dong to DOHACO. Vietnam's green bond and green credit market increased 5 times, reaching 1.5 billion USD. The Central Bank Youth Union held a scientific conference, Sustainable Growth and the Role of the Banking Industry. HDBank carries out a series of signing actively supporting sustainable development. According to Vietnam's commitment at COP26, the Ministry of Construction has set a target that by 2050, at least 50% of new urban area and 10% of the total urban areas will meet the criteria of green and low-carbon cities. The Ministry of Construction has just approved the action plan to climate change for the period of 2022-2030 with a vision to 2050, in which it is committed that by 2025, the whole industry will complete the development a set of standard and procedure for assessment and recognition of green and low-carbon building, green urban areas and low-carbon urban areas. By 2030, at least 20% of new urban area will apply the criteria of green urban areas, low carbon emissions, promulgate mechanism to encourage green urban development. By 2030, it is expected that 25% of construction materials such as cement, paving materials, and construction glass mainly produced in country will be certified green products. In the period of 2030, the Ministry of Construction sets a target that 100% of new construction works will carry out a greenhouse gas inventory, apply solution to mitigate greenhouse gas emission, 100% of urban planning and adjustment projects, integrating climate change adaptation, urban development towards green and low carbon emission. By 2050, at least 50% of new urban areas and 10% of the total urban areas will meet the criteria of green cities, low carbon emissions. Hanoi People's Committee say that projects with green trends are priority projects to promote construction in order to increase the target of green trees in the city. In the period of 2015 to 2020, the trend of building green works and projects are implemented. Many investors in office and housing projects such as urban areas, high-rise apartments and villas, and social works such as schools and hospitals develop in the green trend. In the period 2015 to 2020, in the city, there are 10 pre-acceptance construction works that have been granted green building certificates, in which in 2019 alone, there are 4 projects. On a national scale, up to now, there have been 127 projects and works that have been granted green building certificate. In addition, there are 182 projects being implemented under the green building model. From July the 9th to 17th, 2022, Architecture magazine collaborated with a number of architecture training schools to organize the Green 2022 Summer Design Workshop program with the CoHousing together to green construction standard. The program is within the framework of the Dream House Design Contest organized by Architecture Magazine and Vietnam Young Architectures Club, with the agreement of representatives of a number of universities in Vietnam. The program promises to create a new playground with design experience for architecture students and young architects to apply their knowledge to propose new and creative ideas for living spaces, express individual characteristics, and need to create flexible living spaces that meet the requirement of function, aesthetics, personality, modernity, and identity. HSBC Vietnam Bank Limited continues to expand its sustainability strategy in the paper industry with a green commercial credit to DOHACO joint stock company. The short-term trade credit of 200 billion marks the first cooperation between HSBC Vietnam and DOHACO, a listed enterprise specializing in the production of cotton paper and cotton packaging. This green credit marks HSBC Vietnam's effort in supporting various sectors across the economy, as well as encouraging local business to participate more in green activities, manufacturing industry, and the Vietnamese economy. Prior to making a strong and ambitious commitment to support arrangement of up to 12 billion USD for sustainable projects in Vietnam by 2030, since 2017, HSBC Vietnam has successfully provided a range of sustainable financings for sectors ranging from renewable energy to green buildings and recycled plastic manufacturing, supporting HSBC domestic and international partners on their green journey in Vietnam. The latest figures show that Asia's sustainable debt capital market is growing strongly, setting a record for issuance volume in 2021. In Vietnam alone, the total value of GSS will reach 1.5 billion USD in 2021, nearly 5 times higher than 0.3 billion USD in 2020, and maintain stable growth for 3 consecutive years. The majority of green bonds and loans in Vietnam in 2021 will come from the transportation and energy sectors. Vietnam's bond market has grown to over 70 billion in 2021, over 80% of issuance in government bond, with development banks being the second largest issuer. According to the report of climate bonds and HSBC in 2021, Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, and Vietnam all recorded an increase in the issuance and value of GSS debt compared to 2020, while Indonesia and the Philippines decreased due to the large issuance volume in the year. Vietnam is the second largest source of green debt issued in Asia, reaching 1 billion USD after Singapore. On June the 14th, the Central Bank's Youth Union held a scientific conference, Sustainable Growth and the Role of the Banking Industry. The workshop affirmed the important role of the central bank is promoting sustainable growth associated with green building implementation, promoting green credit growth, and managing environmental and social risks in credit granting activities, and integrating environmental protection requirements into current regulation on lending activities of credit institutions, promulgating the manual for the implementation of environmental and social risk assessment in credit granting activities. The workshop also proposed building specific development orientations for each green sector and field, step by step perfecting the legal framework for green credit and green banking, encourage credit institutions to step up the provision of green credit, have a mechanism to support access to capital to provide green credit, enterprise information infrastructure is consolidated. Affirming that the development of green bonds contributes to sustainable growth and help improve the reputation of the issuer, provide an additional funding tool, meet the increasing demand for green and low-carbon investment opportunities in the market, enjoy tax and fee incentive with a number of security services, contribute in promoting the trend of green and sustainable development. Together with the Vietnam Climate Policy Initiative in cooperation with Harvard University, HDBank has continuously promoted activities which support local people and businesses, contributing to stabilize the economy with many practical programs. In May 2022, IFC and HDBank signed a Memorandum of Understanding, Strategic Cooperation, promoting support for small and medium-sized enterprises to access finance, participate in the global supply chain, including chain financing high-tech agriculture. In 2020, HDBank will continue to the leading commercial bank in green credit, sustainable agricultural and rural development with many practical incentives, successfully building a green bank model with financing hundreds of millions of dollars for many renewable energy projects and tens of trillions of dollars for high-tech agriculture. In 2021, IFC disbursed a long-term loan of 70 million USD to support HDBank in financing the renewable energy sector. IFC has also invested 95 million USD in international convertible bonds issued by HDBank with an aim of creating a source to support HDBank to increase lending to micro, small and medium enterprises. This is the end of Green Building newsletter in June 2022. Please like and subscribe to update the latest information from SENVANG Real Estate. See you in the next Green Building Real Estate newsletter and have a nice day.